Hello and welcome to this next Lukozer retro game review, and for this one I've chosen Miami Vice. Now with this one, what you are hearing is unquestionably the high point of the game. This music, composed by Martin Galway, is, in my opinion, his masterpiece. It's not just amazing by Commodore 64 standards, it's amazing by computer standards of today. It's amazing music by any standards. I mean, I think that if even Jean-Michel Jarre himself had composed this, he would have been extremely pleased with it and would have put it on an album. It's certainly better than anything that was on the Teo and Tayar album. Now, bit of an explanation. As I'm doing this voiceover, I can't actually look at the screen because I've got it at full screen, and that flickering drives me around the fucking bend because it really doesn't do my epilepsy any favours whatsoever. So until I actually start the game, I can't look at the screen. Good, eh? So, let's waste no more time and actually start the game. Here we go. Right, now I can actually see what I'm doing. Now the music in game it's another Galway piece, and this time it's a version of the Miami Vice theme. And I mean, okay, it's nowhere near as good as the intro music. It's not a bad version of it. But enough of the music, let's go on with the actual game itself. Now the idea of the game, well, it's not the official idea of the game, but the idea of the game as far as I'm concerned is to try and actually get around the streets in driving the most uncontrollable car that has ever been built in the history of, well, the internal combustion engine. So here we go. Right. Well, I've already done better than I often do. And part of the problem with this car, as I plough in another one and explode on contact, is that the controls remain the same. Down is to reverse, up is to obviously accelerate and go forward, left is to turn left, right is to turn right. And those controls remain the same no matter which way you're facing. Now you can actually shoot other cars, although being able to identify which ones are enemy cars, I've never been able to do it. Now the trouble with shooting other cars is that when they explode, if you then carry on going, trying to go past the explosion is so large that you'll hit it and your car explodes as well. So yeah. Now, being in the middle of the road means at least I am able to move along without hitting anyone, which in this game is quite an achievement actually. But now I am a few, fucking hell, I'm a few pixels to one side, so yeah, this means I'm going to hit a car that's coming in. Fucking, that's the second time it's done that. I'm only trying to push up on the keypad, on the gamepad, and it's moved me to the side. Right, now there, yeah, well, I may get away with my position here. If I can get past the crossroads. Okay, alright, here we go. Now, when your car actually moves over a certain speed, instead of turning left or right, you slide across the lane left or right. Which, as far as I can tell, is a feature that has no use whatsoever. So, let's get out of here and... Oh, you fucking arsehole. I pushed fire at the wrong time and... Alright, let's try this again. Alright, here we go. See if we can get back to that building. When you enter a an area that has a named building, you are able to get out of the car and enter that building. Or at least that's what you're supposed to be able to do. I am going the right way, am I? Yeah, here we are, right. So, I'm now Tubbs, and here we are in the building with the Galway Masterpiece playing in the background again. Now, the actual idea of the game, the real idea of the game, is to find these, find the buildings and enter them at a specific time. You're given a list in the instructions where you will then catch the various criminals in the act, or you will find a piece of evidence on the floor which you can pick up and use, or you may see them trying to get away and you can go after them in your car and shoot them, like so. Okay. Right. Now, I did buy this game in the day. In fact, I bought it almost on the day of release. Here we are now as Crockett. Not much happening here. Now, when you fire here, you just get that rather pathetic full stop flying across the screen. There's nothing here. And yeah, so yeah, I did buy it in the day, and okay, the game's shit, there's no two ways about it, but I did still used to load it just so I could listen to the music on the well, I say title page, it doesn't actually have a title page as such. Let's see what's going on in Acme Warehouse, probably not a lot. Yeah, the game itself is rather reminiscent of another game which wasn't exactly a huge seller. There was a game of Give My Regards to Broad Street, the Paul McCartney thing, and that was pretty much the same. You go, driving around in a completely uncontrollable car, having to arrive at certain places at at precisely the right time. The only difference with that one is in that game, if you hit a wall, your car just came to a shuddering halt, whereas in here, if you hit anything at all, your car explodes. So even though Miami Vice tended to like, oh, you fucking, this gamepad again. Even though Miami Vice tended to like to show its, Crockett and Tubbs driving around in Ferraris, albeit Ferrari Testarossa was the shittiest Ferrari ever built. Yeah, the actual car you're driving here, which bears no resemblance to a Ferrari whatsoever, seems to have the build quality of an American car. This is, I think, the longest go I have ever had of this game. But the trouble is, because I don't have the instructions with me, because I just downloaded the image file, I've no idea actually where to go and what time to be there. Let's try Island Bar. Did I already try this place? I mean, all of the buildings you enter are all extremely basic, so yeah. And the other thing is, when you enter a room, you don't actually see any of the evidence or any villains until you turn around and face the direction they're standing in. So when you're standing like that, if there is a villain to either side of you, there is a possibility that they will shoot you before you even turn around to see where the fuck they are. So yeah, it really is determined to be extremely extremely difficult, and believe me, it succeeds. So what do I rate it? Well, it's an atrocious game, no two ways about it. The cars is ridiculously hard to control. If you so much as brush against, fucking hell. If you so much as brush against anything, you know, your car explodes. Trying to get to the right place at the right time is nigh on impossible. It does allow you 1 minute either way, but I mean, if you look at the time down in the bottom corner, 1 minute is, you know, 1 minute of game time is 1 second of real time. So in other words, you have to be at the right place at the right time, and you're given 1 second leeway. Now, the last thing I'll show you, because I should explode big time here, is a notorious glitch with the game. And okay, it looks like they've actually sorted it out in this one. Yeah, okay, it's, which is if you're turning and reversing at the same time, the car doesn't move. And once you stop turning, the car then suddenly shoots off 1,000,000 miles an hour, or whatever speed you're going at. And slowing down in time is nigh on impossible. I've got to fucking turn away again. So there you go, Miami Vice, driving a barely controllable car around an environment that destroys you no matter how softly you hit anything at all, whether it be cars or buildings or bushes, you know. Trying to get to the right place at the right time with 1 second leeway, and then when you enter the buildings you get maybe 3 rooms at most to explore, and graphically it's bland, to put it mildly. The only redeeming feature it has is this supremely good main theme. So if you want to enjoy Miami Vice, the game, download the SID file and forget actually trying to play it. So rating wise, I mean, if I was rating just the sound, I'd give it a 10 out of 10, no doubt about it. But I'm not only rating the sound, I'm also rating the game. The game gets 3 out of 10, and it can consider itself rather lucky to get that actually. But I mean, that still means it's better than Psycho Soldier, which is about right really. Excuse me. So there you go, 3 out of 10 for Miami Vice. Stunningly great music, everything else about it is, well, shit really. So that brings this video to an end. We shall see you at the next one.